The logic behind this is you need to have the sketch that has the most work, and grabs the most attention. That's the one you want to put it this big, right? There you go. It's nice progress, man. I like it.
Thank you, Omar.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about this?
Well, I was working on the story behind it. So let's start like with the prompt 2035. Sorry?
No, I'm saying yep. Sounds good.
Okay, 2035, robot car, road vehicle. So what we talked in the last session was to have a better story.
Yep.
And so what I did was to redo my reference image, the one from Robocop was a good start because it gave me like the idea of the police car, but I want to take it to the next level. With the Mercedes formal language. It was not that good, so I started to Google some facts about the police in 2035. So what I want to come up with was an fully autonomous vehicle with drone deployment.
Okay.
Which is the black thing that is in the hood. I don't know if that's the hood or the roof.
Yeah.
Because as we don't have people in there's no cabin. So so the thing with the car is more to do what, I don't know, like watching around. So it have to have it has to have some cameras. It's for an urban environment. So if you want to chase a car or something like that, you really have to have like that aerodynamic shape and stick to the ground. So that's why I have those attributes as well. Well, the cameras in the front, and I was looking as well from non-lethal weapons. So things like denoisers or lightning, like a taser, something like that. It could work as well.
Yeah.
I was thinking about with the shape, like you have that U shape right there. I was thinking about having like pods or things like that where you can take I don't know, like the guilty man inside the pod or something like that, and you just attach it to the vehicle, and that would be a nice add-on as well.
No, I think the project is looking pretty good. I think you have a lot of functions in mind. I haven't thought about that. Like, would be better to have a sort of like a sports car, to chase vehicles, right? But yeah, it kind of does make sense. I'm not sure if it's gonna work on paper, but for the future, for sure. But I think it makes sense that you have a very like almost like a F1 driver, right? Chasing cars. It's like, okay, nobody's gonna escape. Because usually you got this they try to chase sometimes Lamborghinis or like sports cars, and the trucks are just not enough, So and I think it's an interesting concept. form-wise, I think it's a really cool shape. I mean, if you mature the shapes a little bit more, like we tune the shapes, you can come up with a very fresh project out of this, right? You can come up with a nice statement, form statement, right? And then we can integrate the functions nicely and all that. So what I like about your design is that you stick to the inspiration, right? Like I can tell that this car came out of your inspiration, which is good because this is basically our job. We have to communicate the very accurate ideas. And if you put that kind of inspiration and that kind of car is like, okay, I know that I know exactly what you mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first thing pop in my head when I see this, you need to have a better layout, right? Because you're almost like hiding your design by not having a proper layout.
Okay.
Having a proper layout is going to help you to sell your idea and it's going to help the audience to read your slides, right? To drive their eyes to the things that you want them to see. So you're the designer of the audience focal point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and you need to be able to be aware of that and work on it, right? So I'm gonna give you some examples how to make a better layout, and we're gonna compare the two, and you're gonna see what I mean.
Okay.
Because we're visuals, right? We don't do too much words. We do more actions. So let's say this guy, since this is your top render, this guy has to be at least this size, at least, right? In your page, right? You should
Mm-hmm.
have something like that, right? And then let's say this side is really nice. Well, but this gives me more information about architecture, right? So maybe this guy can be here, a little bit bigger, right? Like that, maybe. Now let's see, how can I fit them? No, I think this is good here. Then this is good here, right? So one thing very simple that you can do to pop your sketches, and it doesn't have to be very complicated, is put a little bit of value, right? So let's say we go to multiply on this guy, we open a new layer underneath, and let's say, I don't know, let's say you want to change this color, right? Because that's what I'm reading here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you have a change of material over here. If you do something like this, like this, right? That's it. Excuse me, guys. You just show something like that, and then well, maybe just like hard, like brush. Like you don't have to be super specific. Just like make sure you show some of values, right? There you go, just like that, right? Like this. Doesn't have to be super complex or sophisticated, but if you show a sketch like that, it's gonna communicate way better your ideas, way better, right? And it's not like a complex value. It's not a complex like tone or value. It's not a complex rendering.
Mm-hmm.
It's just simple, right? Basically, you just mask the whole thing, change the value, done. To show breakup material and the sketch looks a little bit more, it communicates better, like sort of like your ideas, right? In this
Okay.
case, as I see your result, maybe in this case you can only do this on this part, right? Like that. Because that's exactly what you're doing in your render, right?
Uh-huh.
So, but if you do things like that, your sketches are gonna pop automatically. They're gonna look good. So just make sure you do that, right? So you can communicate right away. Overall, I think your sketches are good. You have simple shading. I like that you kept the architecture, which is very important. Um, you know how to do 3D modeling, Julian?
Yeah, yeah, I work with Blender and
Nice, nice. Okay. So yeah, maybe, and this is for everyone, right? But we're gonna have some sketches, and for the ones who can do Blender, maybe in the next session, if you have something like solid, like a solid geometry, and I see that you have some, Julian,
okay.
just make a rough model, right? It doesn't have to be, I'm not asking for perfect models. It can be just rough. It can be just, you just create this type of shape, right? Oops. You just create this type of shape in the model,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you put the logo and maybe a line, breakup material, and that's it. Like, I don't want you to come up with a super like detailed model. No, this is models for study the geometries, right? To study the forms. That's what I want. So if you have time, because I know all of you have studies, work, like you have things to do. I know. So, but if you guys have time, once you're solid in your design, and if you know Blender, try to come up with just a rough model, right? Not too detailed. And so we can start judging geometries and we can start tuning lines, right? And I can give you advice on move this line, move that out, etc. So, all right.
Right.
If you have time, right? I'm not gonna. It's not rush. No pressure here. We're supposed to just help each other out with the things that you guys are working on, and you guys still do your thing, right? But if you do want to apply for a school or want to build a portfolio, well, this is the chance. So now let's say I have a side view over here, right? Side view, I'll probably have the inspiration image here. Inspiration image here, right? Maybe you have it like that, right? Because it's roughly what you're trying to do. How would you describe this form, Julian? How would you describe it? What kind of message you wanna show with this
So
type of form?
I was looking for something minimalistic but like elegant as well to communicate like the Mercedes language
Okay,
into the design. So kind of that minimalistic, geometrical.
there you go. Yeah, that's exactly what you need to put here, right? We still need to show few words, but as I said, it can just be few, right? Can be minimalistic plus geometric, or you can put geo minimalistic, right? You can also come up with words, right? Don't be afraid. Because
Okay.
you are designers, you are supposed to be proposing new languages, so you get your own geo minimalistic. That's it. And that communicates, right? So then maybe this guy, oops, I'm gonna make this guy a little bit bigger, a little bit, like that, right? And this guy, little smaller, and I'm gonna move it here. And this guy, oops, this guy over here. No, this guy is fine here, right? And if you do have ideas about, I don't know, for example, this thing, right? This piece going, deploying some type of like function or drone or whatever. You can have some indication, right?
Mhm.
Like that, right? Or you can even like put text, right? You can say, you still have the drone idea coming out of the car, or
Yes. Right now, at the moment, is like the black thing in the top
here?
of the car.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Sounds good. Right. Okay. So you can put like drone, right?
Mhm.
From the top. Oops. From the top. Drone. You can do something like that, right? But you see, your page become a little bit more self-explanatory, right? It's not too random anymore, right? And then we grab this guy. I think it's looking good, right? Grab it from here. There you go. Right? Same thing. I think it's worth it if you just like make a little bit of value, right? It's not gonna hurt. This is what you guys need to have. You need to have a sort of like a process, right? That your designs and everything has to be like making like progress. And what I mean with this is visually, right, in your portfolio. And what I mean with this is it has to look like, okay, a sketch with value, a sketch render, final render, models, like it has to progress, right? You cannot just do sketch, final model. No, you need to do sketch with a little bit of value, sketch with development, refinement, final renders, models. Like it needs to be a progression, right? The end goal is not to create an image, right? The end goal is to create a whole process. So when you work on a design studio, they know that you know the process. Because as a designer, you need the process to create cars. You don't need an image, right? That's why when they said, "Oh yeah, you're just gonna create an image on AI and that's it, you're done," it's like no, because we're not looking for an end goal image. We're looking for a process, how to get to those solutions, right? And designing cars goes way beyond an image, right? Goes way beyond that. You need to be able to work with a team. You need to be able to know the carryover parts from the industry and how to blend it with your design. You need to be able to do many things, right? To know the models, to see the models in physical scale, one-on-one, judge the lines, tune the lines, work with the clay modelers, work with the vendors, work with the people who are gonna manufacture your design, work with the engineers. Like designing a car, it goes beyond just putting an image, right? So that's why I don't fall for it. Don't fall for that. Don't think you're just gonna create an image on AI and that's it. Your job is done as a designer. No, an image is just the tip of the iceberg. You need to resolve many things before a car goes to production. So just keep that in mind. So focus on the whole process to design cars. Do you guys have any questions about that or any thoughts? You guys are always welcome to jump in and say, you know what, Omar? I think you're wrong. Or
Omar, were you on the process of that? Was it that interstellar concept?
what interstellar concept? Probably not, but
Hyundai.
which one is that?
It was a little. I can't, sorry, I can't remember its name. Just give us a second.
Interstellar concept?
In steroid, something like that.
Oh, it's probably the Initium, right?
Yeah.
With the square lamps?
No, it was
No.
like a gaming hot hatch type vehicle.
No, probably not. Is the recent one?
Yeah, quite a recent release.
Because I saw the orange one, like a racing car. Is that?
Yeah, that's the one I'm on about.
Oh no, that was designed in headquarters in Korea.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we have sometimes different projects. So, and I wasn't related with that. So I was not working on that. It's cool, right? It's pretty cool.
Yeah. What's your opinion on it?
Yeah, I think it's cool. Yeah. I mean, I work from Hyundai, right? I have to say it's cool.
Yeah.
No, but it's cool. It's cool. I like it. Yeah.
What's the concept
Guys.
name?
I forgot. As I
In
said,
steroid.
yeah, it's like a racing small compact car, right? Yeah, I didn't work on that. That's why I was not too familiar with the name, but I definitely seen it. I definitely seen
Fair
it.
enough.
So, but yeah, those were designed on Namian, which is the city of Korea where the headquarters is. So, okay, so Julian,
Okay.
see this, right?
Yeah,
See the difference between
tremendous
this
change.
and this, right?
Absolutely.
This is just like I'm a student and here's my notebook with my sketches and that's it. But this one
Yeah.
is I'm a designer or upper term designer that is ready to take a full-time job or internship. It says different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you already have the layout and the layout is good. You have a little bit of value, which is they want the process, try to break up the form fast, right? And it takes seconds, right? For example, this sketch over here at the top, it just took seconds to put value. That's it. It's not complex. What it takes the most maybe is your sketches, right? It takes a little bit more time just to do the shading and all that. But breaking up the form and put some like breakup material, it takes seconds. It's not too complicated. And this helps you to your brain to get it, to understand more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just try to do that in your pages, right? The logic behind this is you need to have the sketch that has the most work and grabs the most attention. That's the one you want to put it this big, right? Almost like 1/3 of your page. And then you want the complementary sketches, right? Probably this guy is the complementary sketch of this guy, right? You want complementary sketches, this guy, and then you can put small like doodles, side views, or small explorations, right? And then your inspiration at the corner, just have a word, geominimalistic, done. Or aero geoforms, or rugged military, or robotic soft, anything. Just robotic rugged, whatever you want to do, but just have one word. So I would encourage anyone, if you have any, because I know some of you cannot handle Photoshop, some of you just basically sketch on paper, but even if you're sketching on paper, when you sketch, try to organize this way. Try to make the big sketch and then make another sketch on the side that is smaller, and then another sketch on the side that it says some notes. So, but just try to organize your whole, every time you sketch, try to organize this way, right? If next time you come up to me and you have a layout like this, we can move even forward, right? Because I don't have to tell you more about layout. But layout is something that I would encourage because the layout is going to help you to get jobs, get internships, get scholarships, get attention from people. People can tell you're more educated in design. So layout, be mindful of it, right? Don't put your sketches just like next to each other, same size. Try to add a dynamic layout, right? Because your audience they're gonna go from here, and then they're gonna jump to here, and they're gonna jump to here, to here, to here. You give them a path, right? But if it's the same size, right? Not picking on you, Julian, but if you have all of these same size, you don't know where to start. You kind of start here because this is a render, the bottom one. But really, there's no hierarchy, and you need to have a hierarchy, right? You need to have from the big one to the small one. You need to have rhythm, right? And that's what you get when you do something like this, right? And this in a portfolio format, this will look way more professional, and it's exactly the same amount of quality, but just the quality changes a lot when you have a different layout. So just be mindful of your layout, right? So any questions, Julian? It's all good. Can you
So-
keep?
No, it was super nice. Yeah, it changed completely.
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Yep.
So how's the design development should be like the structure of the portfolio, if this is right as a design development, because I do not have like enough sketches, I think,
Yeah.
to show like a complete development.
I mean, you have enough skills. I think you can make more projects. Basically, this is the first project you're working on.
I have some, but I definitely struggle with what you're saying right now, like organizing them, arranging them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, yeah. I mean, if you have sketches, just sort of separate them in projects, right? As I said, you can, for showing a portfolio, you cannot, even for schools. At this point, for schools, you cannot have just random sketches. You need to have projects. And this is the tricky thing. It's like, how would you learn how to structure projects if you haven't gone in any design school? So, and that's why we're here for, because I can help you out just to how to organize your sketches. And if it's either for scholarship or for a job or for an internship, I can help you to put structure on your portfolio. But I think what you can do, Julian, is just separate your sketches and try to say, okay, I have a bunch of sketches here and I separate them in 4 different categories, and you can separate like, okay, this is going to be my police car. It's going to be my sports car, my SUV for the beach, or my city car for the crowd cities, right? But just separate your work, right? And start making projects, right?
But what I'm meaning is that I do have some projects. I can show you later. I can send my link through the group, but
Yeah.
you'll see that I have like a bunch of sketches in the same page, or something like that. And it doesn't follow like a design structure, so I think
of
I'm
course.
struggling a lot with that.
Yeah. No, like so it just looks the same, right? The whole page looks the same.
Uh-huh.
So just sort of put hierarchy, as I said. The way you can achieve that hierarchy is with sizes, is with value, little bit of value, and a little bit of the differentiation between development. If you have a sketch that is just a doodle, it's not gonna attract as much attention as a sketch that has a lot of shading and details, right? So you just need to keep that level of that progression of development. That's it, and then you can arrange them easily. as if you have just sketches and no value and all of them are the same. Sketches with no value, it's hard to tell which one go first, right? Which one is A, which one is B? Where should I look at first? And then what is my end product? Like there's no direction. It's just like bunch of sketches.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you have sketches, just make sure you do this type of exercise. Some of them, the ones you think they're very good, just make a render. The ones that you think are complementary, make a mask and make a little bit of value. And the ones that you think are doodles, but they're key sketches, you can put in small. So just try to organize your things like that with the sketches that you already have.
Okay.
Does that solve the question?
Yeah. Thank you, Omar.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.